The United States has expanded its anti-drug operation, striking 2 boats this week that it says were carrying narcotics. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth confirmed that American forces carried out an airstrike on a vessel in the Pacific Ocean on Wednesday, killing 3 people suspected of drug trafficking. The strike came a day after another boat was targeted in the same region, resulting in 2 deaths. According to Hegseth, both vessels were operating along known drug trafficking routes in international waters. The recent strikes were the first to take place in the Pacific Ocean. Previous operations have mostly occurred in the Caribbean Sea, particularly near Venezuela. A short video released by the Defense Secretary showed a small boat loaded with brown packages believed to contain narcotics moving through open waters before being hit by an airstrike and catching fire. In a post on Truth Social, Hegseth described the ongoing anti-drug operations as a fight against organizations that, in his words, wage war. Hegseth also equated the alleged drug traffickers to Al-Qaeda, the terror group that conducted the attacks on the U.S. on September 11, 2001. President Donald Trump later told reporters that he has the legal authority to continue striking suspected drug boats.
These drugs coming in, they killed 300,000 Americans last year, and that gives you legal authority. We have a national security, really, I will say this, when you look at the people we're dealing with, and we know them, we know the people coming in, we know the boats, we know everything else, we're allowed to do it. It's in international waters. If we don't do it, we're going to lose hundreds of thousands of people. Now, they'll be coming in by land a little bit more because they're not coming in by boat anymore. There are no boats in the water.
The U.S. has now conducted 9 confirmed airstrikes against suspected drug smuggling vessels since September 2, with at least 37 people killed. A recent strike targeted a semi-submersible vessel in the Caribbean. 2 survivors from an earlier attack were returned to Colombia and Ecuador. Now, U.S. officials have not provided details on the identities of those killed or which trafficking organizations they were allegedly linked to. And the reasons for expanding operations into the Pacific have also not been made public. According to a report, the Central Intelligence Agency is providing most of the intelligence used to identify targets for these airstrikes. Experts say that this could limit public access to information about how those targets are selected. The developments come amid growing tension between the Trump administration and the Colombian, as well as the Venezuelan government. Earlier, President Trump referred to Petro as a thug and accused him of encouraging drug production.
Thug and bad guy. He's a guy that is making a lot of drugs. We've just, as of today, stopped all payments going to Colombia, the country Colombia. Also, the school Colombia. No, we settled. We made a settlement with him. But no, he's a thug, and he's a bad guy, and he's hurt his country very badly.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio also branded Petro as a lunatic. President Petro responded by announcing that he would pursue legal action in U.S. courts against the American president's remarks. Both Colombia and Ecuador have extensive coastlines on the Pacific Ocean, which experts say are used as transit routes for drugs heading north towards the United States. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration estimates that most of the cocaine bound for American cities now moves through the Pacific rather than the Caribbean. For now, Hegseth has indicated that these strikes will continue. And as the U.S. broadened its strikes from the Caribbean into the Pacific, what remains to be seen is whether this expansion represents a short-term campaign or the start of a longer operation. Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all 3 just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.